Have you ever stood at the edge of something you knew could change your life, and yet fear froze you? Your heart races, your hands tremble, your mind fills with every possible way things could go wrong. And so you step back, you retreat, not because you don't want it, but because you're afraid. Here's the truth. Fear doesn't mean stop. It means go. Because if you wait for fear to disappear before you act, you'll wait forever. That's the core of the do it afraid rule. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to move anyway. Let that sink in for a second. Fear is not your enemy. It's not a wall. It's a signal. And often, it's pointing directly to what matters most. Think about it. Have you ever felt afraid of speaking in public? Afraid of starting a new business? Afraid of confessing your feelings to someone? Afraid of changing careers, moving to a new country, or finally saying no? Here's the twist. The presence of fear doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're human. It means you're standing in front of something important, something big, and doing it afraid is exactly what separates the dreamers from the doers. Let me tell you a secret most people won't say out loud. The most successful, confident, bold people you admire, they're not fearless. They've just trained themselves to walk with fear, not run from it. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's moving forward despite it. It's whispering to yourself, I'm scared and I'm still going. Think of fear like a passenger in your car. It can come along for the ride, but it doesn't get to touch the steering wheel. Now you might be wondering, okay, but how do I do it afraid? I freeze, I panic, I overthink. Let me show you a powerful shift. Fear grows in silence and inaction. But the moment you take one small step, fear starts to shrink. One action, one call, one yes. That's the spark. And you don't need to see the whole staircase. You just need to step on the first stair. Here's something science backs up. Our brains are designed to keep us safe. That's why fear exists, to protect us from danger. But the brain doesn't know the difference between a tiger and a TED Talk, between a burning building and a bold decision. To the brain, uncertainty equals danger. So what do? You retrain your mind. You reframe fear not as danger, but as growth. Every time you feel fear, say, there it is, my invitation to rise. Now let's talk tactics. Here are 5 practical steps to master the do it afraid mindset. 1. Name the fear. When fear is vague, it controls you. When you name it, you own it. Say it out loud. I'm afraid of being judged. I'm afraid of failing. I'm afraid of wasting time. You take its power away when you speak its name. 2. Ask, what's the worst that can happen? Seriously, walk through it. If the worst happens, can you recover? Most times the answer is yes. Your fear is painting a monster on the wall, but when you turn on the light, it's just your shadow. 3. Rehearse the outcome you want. Your brain doesn't know the difference between real and imagined experiences, so rehearse success. Visualize it. Feel it. Walk into it in your mind before you walk into it in real life. This builds emotional muscle. 4. Use fear as a signal. Instead of, I'm scared, I should stop, say, I'm scared, this must be important. Fear is a compass. It often points you straight to your purpose. 5. Take tiny, defiant steps. You don't need to leap. You don't need to fly. You just need to move. Every small step says to fear, you don't own me anymore. Let me give you a few examples. J.K. Rowling was rejected dozens of times. She was broke, a single mom, depressed, but she kept submitting Harry Potter, afraid every time, but she did it anyway. The result? One of the most successful book series in human history. Or take someone closer to you. Maybe a friend who launched their small business while terrified. They didn't wait for confidence. They acted into confidence. Because that's another truth. Confidence is not the cause of action. It's the result of it. You don't get confident first. You act first, and confidence follows. Here's something no one tells you. When you act despite fear, even if you stumble, you start to respect yourself more. You build a quiet strength, and over time, that strength grows louder than fear ever was. Let me ask you a question. What have you been putting off because you're scared? What dream, what call, what message, what creation is waiting for you to just say, "Okay, I'm scared, but I'm doing it anyway." Because the longer you wait, the louder the fear gets. But when you move, even a little, fear loses its grip. There is something deeply magnetic about people who live this way. They glow. They radiate purpose. They act before they're ready. They trust that courage is more powerful than comfort. They understand this simple truth. Your comfort zone is safe, but nothing grows there. And what's on the other side of fear? Freedom, growth, unshakable confidence. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to be brave for 10 seconds at a time. Just enough to hit send. Just enough to say yes. Just enough to show up. And here's the crazy thing. Once you do the thing that scared you, you realize it wasn't as big as it looked. It was just fear dressed in the costume of reality. So don't wait for the fear to go away. Take it with you. Let it sit in the passenger seat while you chase your calling. Let it tremble while you rise. Let it whisper while you roar. And remember this, courage isn't about being fearless. It's about choosing what matters, more than what scares you. So do it afraid. That thing you're thinking about right now, the one that makes your heart pound and your stomach twist, do that, because fear is temporary. But regret echoes. Be the person who acted. Be the person who said yes. Be the person who ran toward the fire. Be the person who did it, afraid.